on kidnapping and shipping people away. Billions on arms to Israel while they refuse to fund our schools, our healthcare systems, our housing, and our decaying infrastructure and bridges. Now, ICE is detaining Palestinians and Arabs and anyone who has spoken up against this genocidal regime, expelling immigrant students and having student visas revoked for support for Palestine, while the White House threatens them with deportation. Shame. So let's be clear. Trump does not have the power to deport millions of immigrants, nor does he have the means. His administration is attempting to use the high-profile cases of detention and deportation to shock us into believing that there's nothing that we can do. But we know exactly what we need to do to try and send us into hiding by using these tactics of intimidation to try and get us to stop fighting and speaking for justice. But are we gonna let them? Absolutely not. However, we know from experience that their attempts to immobilize us only ends in failure.
That's right.
Just this past Thursday, I know some of y'all were there. Just this past Thursday, we saw our community pour out in a moment's notice to Rhode Island Hospital to protest the kidnapping of one of our Dominican community members who ICE tased and beat up in the street to the point of hospitalization.
Shame.
Damn shame. And who was refused access to his legal counsel. Shame. Our community stood firm outside the hospital for hours, demanding for our neighbors' release, with our numbers only growing as time went on. Eventually, ICE was forced to smuggle our community member out of a back exit in order to avoid facing us in the street. Normally, they would have gone out the front door as business as usual, but because we all showed up, they had to adapt, they had to change, they had to sneak out the back. Because they're cowards. Because they know once we start showing up, they know who has the power. Taking this lesson even further, we're going to hear from Mr. Sam, a Cambodian elder. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping ahead, sorry. That's Google Docs for you. So, from Thursday, they want us to be scared of them, but we're not afraid. We cannot allow them to take our people without a fight. We need to build our numbers and our power so big and so organized that ICE doesn't even want to set foot in our communities. Because they know who's going to come out. They know who's going to show up, stand up, and continue to speak up for what's right. Yesterday, in light of those events, ICE actually released a statement about our beloved community member. They attempted to justify their brutal assault of this man by alleging that he had a criminal history and was combative towards agents. But who tased someone to the point of hospitalization? Who broke through a car window just last week to terrorize a family in their car in New Bedford? Who tore one of our beloved Lao community members away from his mom just a few days ago? It's ICE. It's ICE the terrorists, it's ICE the criminals, it's ICE continues to raid our neighborhoods, looking for our community members, looking for our neighbors, looking for our co-workers, looking for our families. We won't let this happen, which is exactly why we're out here today. These attempts to demonize and criminalize our neighbors are just a projection, because as the saying goes, every accusation is just a confession. The real criminals we know are in the White House, supporting genocide and mass deportations. The real criminals are on Wall Street, profiteering and making sure that we work more and more while we afford less and less.
That's right.
The real criminals are ICE agents, kidnapping immigrants, kidnapping our families and our neighbors off the streets and locking them up at the wire. Cowards! They can call our community members criminals, they can call our community members combative, but we know these community members are our people. They are our husbands, our wives, our sons and daughters, our siblings. They are our parents and grandparents. They are our neighbors, our co-workers, our students, our teachers, and so on. Our community member who was kidnapped on Thursday is a husband and father. His wife is pregnant. Instead of being there for her and being out here with all of us, he's locked in a cage at the Y Detention Center. Shame! The working people of Rhode Island have spoken, and we won't back down. Our power is only growing stronger. Our speakers today are here to address a wide range of issues affecting immigrant communities. Rhode Island may be the smallest state, but we host a huge, diverse population of immigrants from all over the world. Across our different cultures and histories, our immigrant communities are unified and united in our struggles against Western colonialism, against U.S. imperialism, both here in the United States and in our homelands. And now is the time to be standing up for one another, shoulder to shoulder, in line, defending against these racist attacks. Because we know when the people are united, we can never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. So show some love for our upcoming speakers. We have a slew of speaker programs to address all these different issues as they connect, as they relate to all of us working people. Dramatic pause. So, for our first speaker, an organizer with 5051 Rhode Island. So I know some of y'all were definitely out on the last Saturday's rally. If you can believe it, it was only a week ago. But that's the exact momentum, the exact militancy, the exact discipline and commitment that we're going to need in order to fight back. So we need to continue to show up, stand up, speak up for what's right, and take these streets because these are our streets, these are our communities, and we'll continue to fight for them. So an organizer with 5051, please welcome to the mic, Reina!
Hello, everybody. Hola a todos. Hello, everyone. Mi nombre es Reina. My name is Reina. I work with 5051 Rhode Island, who will continue standing with marginalized communities, uplifting their voices and highlighting the systemic injustices that need change. As a part of our goal, we want to continue highlighting the vital work being done by many groups and organizations in the state. On a personal note, I am a daughter of immigrant parents who have had to face the failures of the immigration system in a search of a better life for their family. I was born here, and learning about my parents' story made it clear how broken our immigration system is and how different our experiences in this country have been. I fell in love with a wonderful person, somebody I consider my best friend and love of my life, who also immigrated here looking for safety and opportunity, leaving behind their family and friends. Now, evidence shows how I can fear for myself, but I'm mainly here to express my fear for my family, my spouse, my friends, and community members, and stand for those afraid to speak out. I am here as proof that immigrants are not outsiders. When anyone steps foot in this country, they become a community member. Los inmigrantes son parte de nuestra comunidad. Son nuestra comunidad. Immigrants are our community. They are the workers who keep our hospitals running, the teachers who guide our children, the farmers who grow our food, the business owners who lift up our towns. They are mothers, fathers, neighbors, and friends. They are dreamers. They are part of our past. They are our present, and they will continue to be our future. But for too long, immigrants have been treated like enemies, painted as criminals, blamed for problems they did not create. Those are lies, all lies. The truth is clear. Immigrants commit fewer crimes than U.S.-born citizens, they pay taxes, they create jobs, and they grow our economy. Y aún así, nuestra comunidad vive cada día con miedo. Our community lives every day in fear. Fear of being torn from their families, fear of being detained, fear of being demonetized by the government and politicians who use hate to divide us. We will not accept this any longer. We are here today to say, basta! Enough is enough. We are done with the scapegoating. We are done with the hate. We are done with the lies. Immigration is not a threat. It is a gift. It is a promise. es una fortaleza. It is a strength. Y así que a cada migrante, a cada familia, a cada soñador, ustedes pertenecen aquí. Los vemos, luchamos por ustedes, luchamos con ustedes. Ustedes no son solo parte de nuestra comunidad, son nuestra comunidad. So to every immigrant, every family, every dreamer, you belong. We see you. We fight for you. We fight with you. You are not only just a part of our community, you are the soul of our community. You are our community. Cuando vienen por uno de nosotros, vienen por todos nosotros. Hoy alzamos nuestras voces, no desde el miedo, sino desde el poder. When they come for one of us, they come for all of us. Today we raise our voices not in fear, but in power. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Thank you. Muchas gracias, everybody.
Gracias, Reina. Aplauso fuerte, 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 fuerte. We say no to racist fear. We say no to racist fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigrants are welcome here.
We say no to racist fear.
We say no to racist fear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Refugees are welcome here.
Give it up for Reina one more time. Starting us off strong, demonstrating the need for unity that our movement needs. Instead of responding to the threats and imitation by hiding, we must be visible in the streets together to demonstrate our power, demonstrate our force. And in that same spirit, in that same vein, please welcome our next speaker, an organizer at Rhode Island College and a leading voice of the Palestinian liberation struggle. Please welcome to the mic, Farah! All the way to the stage, give it up for Farah!
Wow, this is so awesome. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace be upon you all. How are we all doing? I can't hear you. How are we all doing? My name is Farah. I run SJP at Rhode Island College. I'm a Muslim Palestinian and a proud student organizer. And I am a daughter of immigrants. My family became immigrants because of colonialism and imperialism. They didn't choose this path. It was forced upon them because of the systems in power.
That's right.
This is the case for so many immigrant families. The same systems trying to remove us are the systems that got us here. Shame! I stand before you as a daughter of an immigrant family to tell you that we will not conform to these systems, nor will we fear them. They want us to shy away from fighting for what is right. They want us to believe that our struggles are not connected. As an organizer for Palestine, I have faced forms of suppression I didn't know existed. I was met with bigotry, Islamophobia, xenophobia, and anti-Arab racism. However, I saw this echoed in so many communities fighting for their own struggles and their own movement. With this, I realized our struggles are all interconnected, and it is imperative that we fight for our movements together rather than separately. That's right. Our strength is in our numbers, and mobilizing is the only way to combat these suppressive systems that are trying to take away our rights and rip our families apart. We stand here and say, no, you will not rip us apart. I wanted to highlight something. The Trump administration is actively targeting any and all people, regardless of their status and... Sorry, I need a second. Regardless of their status, who use their First Amendment right. Not just immigrants. Immigrants have the right to the First Amendment. All of us on U.S. territory have the right to the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. be there to witness the birth of his child. Shame! Shame! ICE has been kidnapping our community members left and right. Shame! Shame! What we need to do now is stand up together, join hand in hand in fighting for our communities. Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Arab, Black, it doesn't matter. We are all human and we must stand together. We are a community and we must combat these imperialist systems in place and dismantle them. We are the people, and when we unite, we can do it. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Give it up for yourselves. Thank you all so much. Keep coming out. We are all here together and we must fight together, and that's the only way we will dismantle this system. Thank you.
Give it up for Farah one more time. Show some love. I'm gonna ask the crowd to do one thing real quick before we continue on with the program. If you can't see me up here, please come to the center. Please get closer together so we can take up the street here. So I'm mainly talking about the people on the farther left and the farther rights. Please come closer to the center. But we can get back into it. Just as Farah was saying, right? So many people are falling victim to this system without even having any participation in that decision-making process. We know as immigrants, for so many people, that we didn't cross the border actually crossed us. And so to continue to speak on this, more dramatic pauses. So just as Farah was reminding us that Palestine is inextricably linked to the fight against deportations, Trump's attacks targeting immigrants who have spoken out against the genocide, like Mahmoud Khalil and Romesa Ozturk, have made it clearer than ever how our struggles are all connected. And so in the spirit of continuing to connect all these different struggles, please welcome to the mic an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Ethan! Resistance is glorious.
Resistance is glorious.
We will be victorious.
We will be victorious.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ethan, and I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. We're here today because we stand in solidarity with our immigrant brothers and sisters who are under attack right here in the belly of the beast.
That's right.
We stand in solidarity with the resistance in Gaza. And we stand in solidarity with black people all over the world who refuse anything short of total liberation. But let's be clear. Solidarity is not about having sympathy. Palestinians, immigrants, and black people have no use for sympathy. We need solidarity. And solidarity is a commitment to struggle. It is a historic duty that demands our action, and we must meet the moment. Our people's lives are literally depending on it. At the same time that our immigrant families are being kidnapped off the streets, the U.S. and Israel are committing unspeakable and unforgivable crimes with impunity against the Palestinian people. This is genocide. Shame. But history will tell us that this unchecked violence at home and abroad is not some new development. It is the culmination of centuries of settler colonialism, enslavement, and constant wars of domination. From Cuba to Palestine to the Congo to right here in Providence, U.S. imperialism is irredeemable.
That's right.
When community members from our neighborhoods, our workplaces, and our campuses speak out against genocide, they are demonized and accused of being anti-Semitic. They have been arrested. They have been expelled. They have been separated from their families. The government is using every tool of repression to control and punish people if they dare protest against genocide. And while many academics, government officials, and the so-called leaders of our communities have crumbled at this task of solidarity, we will not be scared into submission. And we will never abandon our compass, the resistance in Palestine. Israel and the U.S. may be winning the battle, but they are most certainly losing the war. In the past 18 months, Zionism has exposed itself as a depraved ideology. As the attacks on the poor and politically dissident have increased at home, the veil of a benevolent democracy has been shattered. And with that, a new willingness to struggle has been born in all of us. We are here today to tell the people in Gaza and our friends who are held in ICE detention centers and U.S. prisons that they are not alone. We are here to tell the millions of immigrant families who are being terrorized by the U.S. government, you are not alone. We know that our cause is righteous, but righteousness alone is insufficient. We must struggle, we must organize, and we must build. Because a better world will not just come to our doorstep, we have to make it. Now this is the last thing I'll say. There's a coordinated effort to pull black people out of the struggle. But we have to remember our history. Every successful struggle in the U.S. for human rights has been won with black people fighting shoulder to shoulder, making it happen. Every black rebellion has been an anti-capitalist rebellion because we were the original capital of this country. It is capitalism that enslaves us, lynches us, objectifies us, and bombs our children. From Malcolm to Assata Shakur and the Panthers, black people have always recognized the international character of our liberation. This fight requires all of us because they're coming for all of us. When the cops or ICE show up in our communities, are we just going to let them take our loved ones and neighbors? No! When they threaten us, are we going to stop screaming, "Free Palestine"? No! Are we going to hide in our homes, waiting for a hero who will never come? No! The time to act is now. Leadership may feel like a great burden, but the moment calls for it. When we build people power and become our own leaders, we can move mountains. The billionaires have the money, but we are the millions. In fact, we are the billions. We stand with the people of Gaza. We stand with our political prisoners. And when we stand together, we will win. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Palestine will live forever!
Thank you.
How about we show some love to Ethan one more time? Thank you, Ethan. Just as you said, righteousness will not be enough on its own. We must stand united against the repression, against the terror that the ruling class, that the billionaire class is and always has been waging against immigrants and against working people, against indigenous people, against all black people. Black immigrants face the highest rates of deportation out of any immigrant community.
Shame!
Damn shame! Black immigrant community members who are arrested by ICE have the highest rates of being detained without bond. Shame! Shame! Meaning they don't even have a chance to be home while they fight their case. Shame! Shame! This mirrors exactly the larger policing and prison system in the United States that also targets black community members, to show that the connection between the fight against deportation is inseparable from the fight for black liberation. Black people have always stood at the forefront of every single struggle for liberation. The only chance we have at ending centuries of brutal violence against indigenous people, black people, and immigrants is by uniting our struggles. Taking this lesson even further, we're going to hear from Mr. Sam, a Cambodian elder who will be speaking on the importance of fighting together from the perspective of the Southeast Asian community here in Rhode Island, and as well as and Southeast Asians have also been targets of violence by ICE and the police in Rhode Island for decades and have been at the forefront of leading the struggle against deportations and against police brutality here in our city. Please give it for Mr. Sam one more time here.
I lost my sleep last night because I was so excited to be here with everybody. I try to communicate in English. If everyone have a hard time to understand, please forgive me, and I will try my best. And also I try to do my script, and took me a long time to write in English because I have to think in Cambodian or in Khmer first before I translate it into English. So forgive me. Yeah, I will try. I know that. Thank you so much, Gabe, and for the previous speakers. You all are great. I cannot follow your footsteps. I am just a community member. I don't have any role or title in any organization, but I am a concerned citizen, and yeah, I just want to be with everybody. I would just give a timeline. I'm not gonna just kind of get people to route up at all, but I just give the timeline, who we are, why we came to United States. Okay, and I know that probably all of you, we have the same concern. That's why we are here, and we came to United States. Many of us did not choose to come. We did not know where we're gonna be ending up to. Okay, it is my pleasure and honor to be with everyone who share the same concerns. Thank you, Ms. President of the Cambodian Society of Rhode Island, Smai Kao, right here, for asking me to speak on behalf of the Cambodian community. My name is Sokwan Sam, known as Mr. Sam. Gabe asked me to pronounce my first name, and I say Sokwan. Someone? No, it's not someone. Sokwan. You know? And that's why I refused to have people call me by my first name. They call me by my last name, Mr. Sam. Not Dr. Sam, Mr. Sam. I am one of the former refugees, living proof of and also the survivor of the Cambodian genocide. And we all know the word genocide clearly, right? Yes. All right. Is it continue until today? Yes. And we keep saying we don't want the history repeat of itself. What happened today? Yes. Right? It's continued to repeat. Yes. We want to stop that, right? Yes. And where can we start? Right here, right? That's why we are here today. We want to stop our genocide. Before the Cambodian communists, known as the Khmer Rouge, took control or declared victory over the Khmer Republic government backed by United States of America, I was 15 years old back then. The United States officially withdrew from Cambodia on April 12, 1975. This withdrawal occurred as the Khmer Rouge forces, the communist guerrilla group, were gaining momentum and the US-backed government was nearing collapse. 5 days after the United States withdrew, Khmer Republic government collapsed into the hand of the Khmer Rouge. After United States withdrew from abandoned Cambodia and her poor people on April 17, 1975, marked 50 years ago this month. Khmer Rouge gained full control of Cambodia. The Khmer Rouge used propaganda to threaten people of Cambodia that the American was going to bomb cities, towns, and villages where there were a lot of people. Angkar, the term Khmer Rouge, used to represent their leaders, whom we did not know who Angkar was. Angkar forced to evacuate the dweller of the cities, towns, and villages into the countryside. We were told you would be out for a short period of time and you would be allowed to come back. If you don't leave, Angkar would not be responsible for your safety, but unfortunately, we were never allowed to return. The Khmer Rouge regime, known as Democratic of Cambodia, lasts for almost 4 years. The Cambodian people were cut away from the outside world. The Cambodian genocide was an explosion of mass violence that saw between 1.5 and 3 million people killed at the hands of the Khmer Rouge. During their brutal, almost 4-year rule, the Khmer Rouge was responsible for the death of nearly a quarter of Cambodians of 7 million. The world should know by now that the Khmer country turned to a killing field during the Khmer Rouge regime. The Cambodian genocide was the result of a social engineering project by the Khmer Rouge attempting to create a classless society. The regime was forced to collapse on January 7th of 1979. The new government was installed, known as the Khmer Republic of Cambodia. Once again, Khmer people were so confused, badly suffered, and the whole country became so chaotic. Due to the political, social, and economic instability, many Khmer people felt that it would be the same regime but different leadership. Hundreds of thousands Khmer people escaped. Forgive me, the wind is really against me here. I think we cannot fight against the nature. Well, without the natural, I think that we could not survive, right? So we need the wind as well. Hundreds of thousands Khmer people escaped from Cambodia, pushing to the Cambodian-Thailand border, looking for a safer place to refuge. I was one of the escapees who barely made the trip safely to the border. It was so dangerous. I and others took a chance to escape. During the escape, we crossed the active battlefield, landmine field, booby traps, and bandits. However, I made it safely to the border. I arrived at the Cambodian refugee holding center of Khawidang camp in Thailand on December 9 of 1979. When I and others were protected by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, life in refugee camp was marginally better but uncertain. I did not know where my family and I would be. The Indochina Migration and Refugee Assistance Act of 1975 authorized the United States to provide assistance to refugees fleeing from Vietnam and Cambodia. They called Indochina the three countries of Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam, formerly associated with France, first within the empire and later within the French Union. The act signed into law by President Gerald Ford allowed the U.S. to grant refugees from Vietnam, Cambodia, and later Laos special status to enter the country and establish a domestic resettlement program. 5 years of waiting in refugee camp. Finally, my family and I were allowed to resettle in the United States of America, the land of the opportunity, peace, liberty, justice, and freedom of speech and gathering. I arrived in the U.S. on May 25, 1985. Since it's almost 40 years that I have been here. Thank you. And as you can hear and see that I still, struggle with my English here. 40 years in the United States. I have been living in the U.S. longer than my birthplace. The United States is my home. I will protect and defend democracy of America. We escaped from atrocity, brutality, oppression, and injustice to a safer place of United States of America. But now we don't feel safe. Are we all agree? Yes. How come?
Yes.
All right. So we are not feel safe. We are here uniting this afternoon to demand for peace and justice. If there was no peace, what's gonna happen? If there's no peace, one more time. If there's no peace, we all know, united we stand. Let's say all together, united we stand. United we stand. We must all stand together for peace and justice. Thank you all very much.
Let's hear it for Mr. Sam! Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. I'm working on it. That was better, right? Better? Okay. For those powerful words, and thank you all to the people just like Mr. Sam who have been leading us in this struggle for so long in Rhode Island and across this country. Everything we do today in our fight is only possible because of decades of work fighting for liberation. As we begin the march, let's hold on to these lessons and keep our energy high so that way this entire city can hear us. We'll be marching from here to Classical High School to show the power of this community fighting back against the brutality of the billionaire class, against the brutality of our political class that is not standing up with immigrants, that's not standing up for working class people. Because when I see all the numbers here, just as Mr. Sam was saying, this is where I feel safe. This is where I see our strength. So we have to continue to grow this movement, continue to grow our numbers so that we can boost our own security and continue to fight back. Because the people united will never be defeated! United will never be defeated!
The people united.